Scanning for audio.
Hello, welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time not talking about Doctor Who. I'm going to be talking about Star Cups 5.3. Oh my god, how good has this season been? I can't believe when this is the 5th season. And as a police procedural, it's just great. But you know what, it just makes me smile. And I am so glad, given that Torchwood is, not monthly, that this is monthly. And every time I'm like, oh, when's the next one, Jared? Oh, it's here. The marvellous. Shall we do a synopsis? Yeah, let's. Alice Okoro returns to the moon, having escorted a prisoner, Mitchell Kane, from Mars, the waystation. He has confessed to committing a murder on the Red Planet, but Nathan suspects he isn't telling the whole truth. Is Kane the killer? If not, who is? And why would he admit to the murder he hasn't committed? The answer to those questions brings shocking consequences. Okay, now, here's the thing. Alright, I'll start off by saying it's great. That's fine. But the actual thing is much weirder than that. You see, the writers and producers and the directors all sat down and went, we're going to give them a gut-wrenching moment. Something that makes you go, oh, is that right? And they achieve it hands down. The problem is, I can't talk about it because it would be spoilers and it's narrative and it's kind of the direction the whole thing's gone. Because when I sat down to listen to this, because it's called Prisoner and Escort, I was instantly taken back to the old Ronnie Barker thing. Because there was a pilot episode of Porridge called Prisoner and Escort, which was Norman Stanley Fletcher on a train for the whole episode. That was it. It was basically a two-hander. And that's what led to Porridge. But the thing is, that's not what this is about. Obviously, it starts the same way. You're expecting a two-hander. They're just travelling back from Mars. But then you've got much more going on. But I'll tell you who comes out of this episode really well. And it's Trevor Cooper's character. Because everyone sees him as, a bumbling oaf. And you forget, although recently in recent releases it has gone into how good a policeman he really is. And that's why he's there. That's why he's on the moon. The character of Colin Davis is complicated at best. He's been toned down and had some of the edges knocked off him in order to just be acceptable on audio these days. But he's still, at its core, a decent policeman. And he gets to do some proper investigating in this episode. And you know what? I am grateful for that. Yes, you're going to have the same issues that we've had ongoing, which are tiny cast, large recurring characters and only a handful of new people. So what are you going to do with them? Who's going to be responsible? But the thing I can't talk to you about is spoilerific. Because I want to be able to go, hey, did you listen to that bit? Oh my god, let's discuss it. Can't do that because these are reviews. These aren't a chat. These aren't me assuming you've already seen them or heard them or whatever. So you understand. What I'm saying is, oh my god, this is great. And you are missing an absolute treat if you are not listening to Star Cops. Genuinely. Everyone's brilliant. I just wish, tiny part of me wishes that they would make slightly more of Box. But given the nature of AI in the real world, it makes more sense for that. And I do like how that this world is different from their world because they've got no pandas. Think about it. Yep, we've all thought about it far too much. Although I'm pretty sure that my wife doesn't believe pandas are real anymore anyway. She thinks they've all been replaced by animatronics. Nope, that's not true either. Okay, let's leave it there. Right, here's the trailer. Decide for yourself, as always. Until next time, be seeing you.
From Big Finish Productions, Star Cops.
Prisoner and Escort.
This is what I don't get. You're behaving like you're on a day trip, not like you're being escorted to a cell on Moonbase.
And then back to Earth for my trial. Don't forget that.
So this drug would be the ideal thing to make something seem like a natural death?
Yeah. So we're facing the fact that it looks like Megan Kennedy was murdered.
Did the cameras outside catch anyone coming or going?
They were out of action for an hour on the night she died.
Convenient. So no one sees the person coming into a room. You know what this looks like, don't you?
Yeah, a professional hit.
But why would an assassin come to the moon to kill Megan Kennedy?
Mitchell Kane has gone.
Paul says that all the cameras in the area are affected. They're all showing still images.
Damn it.
Nathan!
I got her as quick as we could. What's up?
Mitchell Kane has escaped.
Quickly, someone's...
All right, I'm going.
Stop what you're doing! You're under arrest!
The copper's got a gun!
Come out of there!
What's that?
What?
There's a gun on the floor. On the other side of the room, see?
It's Dark Op issue.
In the airlock, look. It's Alice.
Big Finish, for the love of stories.
That was the Tin Dog Podcast. All topics discussed are the intellectual property of the copyright owners. No infringement is intended. Why not follow the show on Blue Sky at tindogpodcast.bsky.social. If you've enjoyed this podcast on YouTube, please click like and subscribe. To contact the show, email tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.